I wore my red, white, and blue hat today. Darn.
Oh yeah, I actually have a couple of hats. We're live, y'all.
Red, white, and blue.
Yeah, we're live.
Oh, darn it.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I
wonder what.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. How's everybody doing?
Great.
Awesome.
Great. It is. I had a joke there. I was looking at the date because I always get the wrong date, and I was going to go, God, I can't wait to the 31st of June. And
30 days.
That sounds just like an email.
Yeah, that's right.
That sounds just like that email.
Yes, exactly.
I think you're taking the character way too serious.
Yeah, that's right. I'm taking that character.
Maybe I know February 29th.
Yes, February 29th.
February 29th.
Yeah, we'll see you on February 30th. That's even
Very
Well, all right. Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Coffee and Pondusi. I'm Christian Cano, one of your co-hosts, and we would like to go ahead and get started because we're actually going to finish early today. We have a commitment from all the co-hosts and the guests on today. Want to welcome you, those who are joining us on Facebook Live, but also those who join us on YouTube and Facebook also later as well. As we always do on Coffee and Pondusi, very quickly in 30 seconds, because we're trying to figure out how to speed this show up. Let's go around the Brady Bunch screen. Introduce yourself and any imaginary button. It gives me time to share on our social media platforms. So Brady Bunch screen, let's go. Judy, Jenny. All right.
Jenny, me, Barbara, and Rafael.
Exactly. All right, here we go.
Good morning, everybody. It's the last day of International Pride Month. Happy Pride to everybody. I got my little Pride rainbow. I am involved with Charlotte Pride. I believe in gun sense laws, so that would be one of my badges. Believe women and protect trans kids. Barb?
I'm Barb Bacon, and I'm an advocate here in South Charlotte. My button would be Healthcare for All and Stop the Gun Violence.
Woo! I think I'm stuck with y'all.
Okay. My name is Rafael Prieto. I'm a journalist, and my imaginary button is immigration reform, immigration reform, immigration reform, immigration reform, and immigration reform.
You need to have a T-shirt like that.
That's right.
Good morning, everyone. Howdy, everybody.
Oh.
I am Mama Ruth Perez, a community advocate. I think I'm stuck with everyone's buttons. I think I'm a magnet for y'all. I support everything that was said. Immigration reform, Medicare for all, gun sense reform, LGBT, and the right for all the kids to have their own mentality and their own right choices. I don't know what else. I don't agree with those crazy emails that June 31st will arrive anytime soon. Next.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Christian County, one of your co-hosts as well. And my imaginary buttons, which are just the way the camera's done: trust women, Medicare for all, or healthcare for all. I like the way Barbara, we need to start making those buttons healthcare for all. Like that sounds a lot better. Moms Men Action. Yes, Moms Men Action and Black Lives Matter. We just need like one of those multi buttons with all the symbols on them. So today's before we start, let's salute. Hey, we did that pretty quickly, y'all. Let's salute to Coffee and Pondusi as we always do. Whatever you're drinking this morning. The salute to our neighbors. Also want to thank our Pondusi supporter. Manolo's Bakery on Central Avenue. Please visit your Black and brown businesses or any small business as we come out of this global pandemic. So great question, because we're going to do current events very, very quickly before we go into the topic. Today's topic is Who is America? It's our July 4th special, I guess, or edition. So we'll be talking about Who is America. Before we do that, the three topics, if you want to comment on them, you can. If not, you don't have to. But the three topics we come up with are Trump had a rally, his first rallies after leaving office, or I'm sorry, DT had a rally, his first rally after leaving office. It was in Ohio, I believe, if you want to comment on the Trump rally. Variant D is out, the COVID variant D, the Delta variant is now the prominent variant, I believe, in many countries. And if you want to comment on that. And there was a transgender American who was, I believe, won the Miss Nevada, the Miss USA pageant. And so I believe that's correct. So if you would like to comment on that. So with that said, does anybody want to, who wants to start? You want to go pretty much screen again?
Yeah.
All right, Jenny, Mama Ruth, Barbara, and Rafael.
Well, first of all, good old 45. He got ignored like a former varsity athlete 5 years after he graduated. It was kind of sad. You know, you see people you graduated with high school still walk around with their leather jacket thinking they're still the big man on campus. Literally the few people that did show up in the ones were literally walking away within about 15 or 20 minutes of his starting. So he's becoming a non-factor amongst his own cult. As far as the variant D, it just exposes that people need to get the vaccine. It's around the world. It's just showing that it's passing through the unvaccinated population like crazy, and not so much with the vaccinated, and it mitigates how bad it really is. Get shot. It's free. Get in line. They're sitting there waiting for you. Most importantly, happy Pride Month. The first openly transgender woman has won the title of Miss Nevada. She will go on to the nationals in the Miss USA pageant. I'm super excited for her. She did great. Her talents and what she talked about was very, very important. And I'm just excited for her. So whoever's next.
That is Mama Ruth.
DT and Detour.
That was
on the other variant, COVID variant, Delta, that sucks. I feel bad for some of the people, like one of my friends, she's an elder. She got her second, she got her full term vaccines and everything. And she'll still got the Delta variant, her and her husband. Now she's dealing with, she told me last night, not pneumonia, but bronchitis. She had a doctor appointment this morning. I got to check back on her. And she's about to be 70 years old. So it's not only hitting those that have not been vaccinated. We have to keep in mind that if you are out in public, if you're in a place that it's enclosed, try to wear your mask. Even though you had a vaccine, protect yourself, because this vaccine is not 100% assurance. We don't know what's going on with our bodies. Not every single system receives or takes it 100% full. So that doesn't mean that you're covered 100%. Right. You are protected, but not guaranteed 100%. So we have to bring that word out. Make sure and get your vaccine. Everyone needs it. Charlotte Community Health Clinic, you don't need no appointment. You can just call, go up from 12 and adults. It's free. They'll give you a $25 gift card, whoever you take, but go get your vaccines, get it done, but also wear your mask.
Excellent.
And I am so proud. I am so happy to see that Miss Universe. I think this is the second one, right? If I'm not mistaken. Is this the first one? On the universe, but not on
this is Miss USA.
Miss USA, okay.
So she won Miss Nevada, and she'll go on to the big show.
Gotcha.
But she's the first. It's the first American beauty pageant on a national level that has won a state title. Now this happened. It's happened in other countries.
No,
I
no, I'm talking
believe-
about USA. I'm still talking
Yeah.
about the same one, but for some reason I thought it was another one, but no, that's why I
Yeah.
said it is the second one. Okay, so I'm very proud of her. We wish her luck, and hopefully,
Yeah.
hey, she brings that title back. You never know.
That's right.
Yep.
Thank you, Mama Ruth. Barbara?
I'm with Mama Ruth. DT, no comment. Delta variant scares me very much. We also have a family friend that's been fully vaccinated for months and actually went into quarantine because he was in a restaurant, but it did have like cross ventilation and an open, like big area, like a patio area, but he's got fever and
Mm.
sore throat, so he's staying home. So it's nasty, and you're right, it depends on your immune system, and it can be any day. Some days you get it, some days you don't. So anyway, and I'm with everybody else. I'm really glad to see that a transgender person wins a beauty pageant. I mean, with all the comments you get, and I've got some relatives that make some doozies, it makes me happy.
Yeah,
So, yay, I'm done.
excellent. Thank you, Barbara. Raphael?
DT, I didn't pay attention. It's come back to really no. Regarding the Delta, we know it's here in North Carolina. Really, I believe we have to come back to some of the measures that we have before in order to. Regarding the transgender, I have a bad news. In my department or my state in Colombia, in the capital, one transgender was lynched.
Oh my gosh.
Yesterday or the day before. She was from Venezuela.
Oh.
And the authorities are investigating what happened.
That's God. That's terrible news.
Rafael, was she a beauty pageant also?
What?
Was she a beauty pageant?
No. It wasn't a beauty pageant. She was in a taxi apparently, and she has an argument with the taxi driver.
Yeah.
And he called the people saying that she was trying to attack him or something like that, and the people just apparently lynch her.
Oh my.
Lynch
Wow.
her. You can go to El Tiempo, EL Tiempo, TIEMO, and you can find the information.
Okay.
Thank you for sharing that. That's completely unfortunate. On mine, I'm kind of in the same boat you guys are. I didn't really care about his thing on Saturday, DT. I did like Jenny's analogy before we started. It's like a guy who, or anyone who graduated from high school and is coming back to high school to kind of, it's like, move on. But I think and Jenny did mention this before the show also, that it makes you wonder who actually would use their Saturday night. Apparently there's quite a few people who traveled like several states to go see him. I mean, you must have no life at all to travel. I mean, I guess.
Is this the $7,000 a person one?
No, it was a rally,
A rally.
It was
like an outdoor pep rally in Ohio. So I think they had it at like a football stadium or a park or something.
There's something delusional. I don't know. I think now we can, when people say, I was at the rally. Yeah. You're not the smart one in the group. And then the variant D, that concerns me because, we're going on out for a while, and I'm concerned. I think I'm going to do exactly what Ruth said, is if I'm outdoors, I feel a little bit more comfortable. If I have people that are going to be completely around me, whether it's indoors or something, I'm going to wear a mask, at least until I know things are going on. But once again, it just proves why we can never have anything nice Someone always has to ruin it. People, get your vaccination. You know, you don't want to go back down and lockdown, get your vaccination. And then the Miss America winner in Nevada, congratulations. That's wonderful. I'm always rooting for Miss Texas.
You're
I
prejudiced.
don't know why. I'm always, I mean, you know, I don't even live in Texas anymore, and I always root for Miss Texas. I think so. Anywho, all right. So we actually did very well, y'all. We got through that in 15, under 15 minutes. We just went over like 30 seconds. So let's get to our topic. Today's topic is, who is America? I'm going to ask a very simple question. We'll go around the Brady Bunch screen. And when I think of America, tell me what comes to your mind. Who do you think America is? There's no right or wrong answers. This is just something I think we need to all ask ourselves, you know, as we get into July 4th. Who is America? So who wants to touch that first, or you want to go around the Brady Bunch screen? Mama Ruth.
America. For me, America, free of speech, free of loving thy neighbor, just learning how to, and I know we're far away from that. I know. But 2 years ago, remember I said I didn't feel America. I didn't feel an American because we were going through so much. Now I think we can still pick it up and take care of it and kind of turn around and say, hey, let's make that difference. On loving, on accepting and respecting, and learning to agree to disagree.
Yep.
Learning how to stay quiet, because there's always a story behind someone's life. No one has the right to judge. That's what Americans should be, you know. Just a lot of people seek this country for freedom, and once they end up here, they're far away from freedom. Next.
Thank you.
I will.
Barb.
I guess I'm glad to hear happier people. Art was at a run. They had the first, not a big run, not a full marathon, but it was a half marathon and a 10K and a 5K and a fun run. So a lot of people, several hundred, not as many as usual, but it was a big crowd. They did all the CDC guidelines, social distance, all that. People seemed happy. And other people were coming to see what the heck was going on. Here it is on a Sunday morning. It was up by UNC Charlotte. There was a brewery there. The bar was open on Sunday morning. All they said, woo, I'll be here on Sunday. Woohoo. You know, I said, well, look out, we're gonna get bolts from heaven, you know. But people were having fun and helping each other. And when we were driving home, I looked at Art and I said, that was the most fun I've had since I can't remember when.
Yeah.
And everybody was glad to see each other. People were actually hugging each other. I'm like, oh, I don't know if I'm ready to hug or not yet, but you know, fist bumping and elbow bumping and people had their kids there and they had a band, and the band was amazing. This singer could really belt it out, and all these little kids were dancing, and
Oh, wow.
it was just fun. And I said, this is a good lead into 4th of July. Now, if we can just have fireworks, I think maybe we're a little bit coming around the corner and coming back. I've got friends in other countries and they're like, build back better. Biden's doing it. Everybody's happy, you know, and I'm like, oh yeah, build back better. Oh, I should have that, you know, but I'm hearing good things. So I'm just happy. I'm positive. I'm ready for a good long holiday weekend.
Excellent. Jenny or Rafael?
Jenny or maybe me.
Okay.
America. The word is from people that are from Latin America. America means the whole continent. The whole continent. We are not teach that there are 7 continents. We are teach that there are 5 continents. And one of those is America. From Alaska to the Patagonia in Argentina. Second, America, of course, United States of America, because it's a lot of argument between the Latin Americans that United States robbed the name of America and actually did not. United States is the only country that has the name United States of America. So Americans had the right, the absolute right to claim to be Americans, because it was one time United States of Colombia, United States from Venezuela, United States from Brazil. Actually, Mexico is Estados Unidos Mexicanos. The official name of Mexico is not the Mexico Republic or the Mexico, but the United States of Mexico, basically. So, regarding the term America, the people from the United States can claim that they didn't steal anything, that they have the right, and is even in the Declaration of Independence, very clear the name of the country. What means for me United States? A land of liberty, a land that have give opportunities to many people during the history, a land that hasn't recognized the what Hispanics brought here, and when the Hispanic exploration began in 1513, almost a century before the Pilgrims arrived in Plymouth Rock. But besides that, a country that has accomplished many good things in the science, in the when the 20th century started, in United States was the developing of the cars, the telephone, the electricity, the energy. At that time, in Latin America, we have wars. And here, the country was developing science and giving things to the whole world. It doesn't matter if somebody in Italy had an idea, or somebody in France had an idea, or somebody in another part of the world had an idea. The question was that here in the United States, the companies still have the names of the founders of the inventors, Edison, Ford. You can see.
Excellent.
Still the country needs change, needs immigration reform that I always talk about. 11 million people has to be included, enfranchised in the country. And I am very proud when I hear the national anthem. I am very proud to see that in the declaration is one point super important. La búsqueda de la felicidad, the pursuit of happiness. That's not in any declaration of independence of any other country in the world.
Excellent.
Happiness. Be happy, to be enjoying life. That was something that the founding fathers really did good. Happy for your life for everybody.
Thank you, Rafael. Thank you so much. So I guess I'll end this question, and then we can kind of go further a little bit without going too long.
Never answered.
Oh, I have not answered. Okay, yeah, that's right. So America.
No, I haven't
No,
answered.
Jenny has an
Oh,
answer.
I'm sorry, Jenny. Go ahead. Go Go ahead, Jenny. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Obviously, you're already on vacation.
That's right.
But how I see America is a lot of broken promises. I see 400 years of abuse of people of color. I see people abusing, slavery and so many other institutions that we have never grown from. We've never made amends for. We've enabled white supremacy way too long. The fact that we have white supremacy in 2021 is pathetic. The fact that we have a certain amount of Americans that'll wave foreign flags like the Confederate flag and the Nazi flag proudly. Are we really a nation of one people? Absolutely not. You can't come together when you wave two flags of tyranny and say that it's our heritage or our right to do that. And we can't trust each other when we have the specter of violence, when we have a violence culture that's encouraged, and we celebrate some of the worst things of society. Have we done great things? Absolutely. Do we have some great ideas? Absolutely. But we've spent this year, or at least some of the people in our country this year, trying to suppress the vote, even though we had a historic turnout last year. And had over 160 million people participate in the largest percentage of voters turnout in over 100 years. Now we got people saying that was too much, and I'm going, are we really a democracy, or are we want to try to go back to our oligarchy roots? And I think we have to examine what we really are and be honest with what we really are. That's true freedom, is transparency, honesty, immigration reform. There's so many reforms that we need. Immigration reform. We've got 11 million American citizens that aren't legally American citizens, and they should be. They should have been a long time ago. This is not greatness. That's not greatness, shutting 11 million people out of the proper documentation that they've already earned. They got here. They did their part, according to our original Constitution, and we're failing them. That is not the American dream that we should be buying into. We should not be locking out 11 million hardworking, beautiful people that deserve the dignity of having that official title that they came here for. That is not what my grandparents came here for. And it makes my heart hurt that we have people in our country that have lived with that uncertainty every day. When's the next shoe going to drop? When are people going to get inspired and become evil and round us up like they did in Nazi Germany and so many other places? That's not freedom. That's not freedom when we got to worry about going to the mall and being shot. That's not freedom. That's not dignity. That is pathetic. And we have too many people, and we're too high wealth of a nation not to be covered medically. That's not freedom. That's not heroic. There's nothing great about that. We have 90 million people that have no way to pay for a heart attack, a broken leg, and all that. That's not wealth. That's not heroic. That's pathetic. And that's what makes me not want to observe 4th of July. When we purposely look the other way, like we did when we founded our country and said, Black Americans are 3/5 of a human being, wrote that into the Constitution.
Yeah.
I cringe when people say, well, it's in the Constitution. I go, well, so was that. So was slavery.
Yep.
And so those forefathers were far from perfect. They looked the other way while evil was being done, while millions of Africans were being transported and killed and being brought into here and being tortured. That's also America.
Yep.
And we have to change our practices and appeal to our better angels.
Sure. Well, thank you, Jenny. You've brought me down. So no, but I understand. I know exactly what Jenny's talking about. For me, America is, if you're looking at this screen on Facebook or YouTube later on, or Facebook later, this is America. Look at the different faces and the different shapes and sizes and hair colors and accents. And Mama Ruth looks really, really nice in a cowboy hat. Looks a lot better than I do. I'm kind of jealous looking at her. I mean, there are very few countries in the world where you can go to and see this diversity. I mean, America to me is diversity. You know, everyone talked about, the white nationalists and the white supremacists in this country. They are so out of the mainstream. They're a threat to our democracy.
Yeah.
But they are so outnumbered by those of us who value diversity and embrace it, and our families and what we do. And I'm so grateful that we live in this country. I'm so grateful that I happen to be born on this side of the border just by chance. I could have just as well have been born, or my great grandparents and so forth. I mean, it's all by, happenstance. And so, and I agree with everyone about like immigration reform. Just the fact that you were born where you were, for many people in this world, determines their success in life. And if this country wants to continue to be a great country, we have to address those. There's a lot of, I agree. We have a lot of things that we have to address, but I do think that sometimes we all just have to say, we're good. But the reason that we are concerned is because we love this country so much, we want it to be better. And so I don't think that I will have to say, one of the many times I agree with Stephen, our other co-host, who hasn't been with us lately because of obligations. Stephen always talks about how free speech is one of the most important rights that we have here in this country. And that really is an important, and regardless of what party you belong to, when someone tries to hamper your free speech, whether it's trying to keep you from voting, whether it's trying to keep you from critically thinking, but whatever it is, we have to stand together. And so I'm grateful, to be an American, and I hope everyone pops firecrackers and stuff on July 4th. So with that said, I did not know until, interesting that Rafael said this, and I don't know if anyone else knew this, but I Googled before this show, what is America, or who is America, our exact title. And in one of the articles, it talks about how if you live in Latin America or the other Central America, South America, when they think of America, they think of the continent. And Rafael mentioned that. I did not really know that. And that's interesting because here, when we think of America, we think of the United States of America.
Yep.
And that is kind of interesting because I know we have kind of joked, or I've kind of joked about when someone asks, I have this neighbor that I see at the sports bar, she says, "Are you an American?" And, I just wish that we would start saying, yes, I'm a North American, or a Central American. I don't know how you would reply to that, but,
or just an American. I mean, honestly, we are one family from tip to tip, just like Rafael said, and it's funny. A lot of people don't know in English, he said it in Spanish, but in English, and recognized by the United Nations, it's the United Mexican States is what is recognized. And it's been in their constitution since 1824. So it's nothing new. They just didn't flip the switch a couple years ago. This has been their official name since they stopped being New Spain and started being their own country in 1824, even before Texas was a republic or part of the United States. So, it's kind of funny. I think the United States believes that we're the center of the planet at all times, and we have that center of the universe arrogance, so to speak, that we're the only United States, we're the only American country, but the term, coined by, I believe his name was Amerigo, and they converted it to an English.
Amerigo Vespucio.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's where we got our name from.
Yeah,
and
Amerigo Vespucio was an explorer, actually Italian, and he designed the map of the continent. He went all down and went around. So that's the reason why we are not named Colombia.
Yeah.
All of ours.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
After Christopher Christopherus Columbus.
Hey, y'all, I have a question, and we only got about 10 minutes left if we want to end on time that we promised. But a question for everyone. As technology increases, as social media, as people's jobs transfer you, 1 year you work in Texas, next year you work in wherever, your job transfer you wherever their headquarters are. And so to speak, if you're in the military, you can be based in any state. So, I know that we are a collection of states, 50 states, but doesn't it feel like just from as we mature as a country that we're becoming more a one than just 50 states? Does that make any sense to anybody? I mean, the reason I was asking that question was because I know there's a lot of people, and I'm one of them in some certain ways, state rights, state rights, state rights. But it seems like the state rights argument, that was something that maybe was relevant in the 1700s and the 1800s and the early 1900s. But as we become more mature nation, state rights it's important, but people need the ability to be able to live in wherever you want to live and have the same rights. Does that make sense? Go ahead.
I believe it's a need.
Sure.
Or to do federal,
yes,
national, to make that national decisions.
Yep.
The way that the elections are conducted in the United States are inimaginable. No country can imagine something as difficult and with a process with different things. Every country has a big border elections, and the elections are conducted nationally and are in this usually at least in countries, small countries like the Latin American countries that are not as big as the United States. All the elections are conducted in one day, and with the same rules. With every country has a voter ID, no matter what. If you go to Mexico, the electoral credential is the official. In Colombia, the cédula de ciudadanía is the official thing, and it has to have a picture. When I hear the theory that is impossible for the people not having a voter ID in the United States, for me is something that is crazy. I believe the obligation of each American is at least to go to the DMV and spend $10, 15 to get an ID.
Well, anybody else want to jump in just for 30 seconds so we don't go over?
Well, I'd be afraid for some things to be national with what's going on in the country right now. That scares me, and I'm glad that like voting and the elections are individual, because look what happens in other countries when there's a dictator. So in that regard, I don't want to see it go national, but I think that I agree that a lot of other things could be national and should be national, because it really would make us all feel more cohesive. And we need that now.
Jenny, 30 seconds.
I think we could use some streamlining. I agree with Rafael as far as there needs to be a streamlined or universal way of registering people, and then keep them registered. There is no reason to take somebody off the voter rolls till they pass away. And we have this office called the Social Security office. So they know when you turn 18, they know when you die. Because I guarantee you, if you are a child, a minor, and you're on death benefits from a parent that passed away, you can get paid by you get Social Security payments until you're 18. Well, that Social Security office knows when you turn 18, because I mean they clamp it off. I mean faster than you can believe. So the reality is we have a system in place. The moment we turn 18, according to the Social Security office, we should automatically be registered to vote. We should never be taken off that roll for any reason whatsoever. That ends having to worry about all this voter ID, re-registering crap. We have too many states that are taking people off voter rolls that are still alive. And you should never be able to purge that.
Yeah, Mama Ruth, go ahead. I'm sorry. Jump in real quickly.
But y'all do agree that even though we have a system that
Mhm.
knows us at all, we have a broken system that needs
Yeah.
to be repaired and
Yeah, I agree. It seems like some of the, I mean, this is completely other show, but since we were talking about Who's America, I just think that it's kind of also a generational thing. As a Gen Xer, I may be the last generation that believes like in state rights. I think millennials and it doesn't make logical sense for them to think I can't live in Charlotte one day and then go to Atlanta because I got transferred by Bank of America, and it should be the same. And so I think they're a generation that's going to start to see more federalism. So anyway,
My dear Christian, you are from
yes,
Texas.
sir. What was that?
You are from Texas.
Oh, that's no. I mean, and that's why that's the state rights embedded in me. But at the same time, because I've lived in so many different cities,
But
yeah.
we should do a show on that.
Yeah.
Only because the only people that I've ever known that have argued states' rights were racists. I mean, that were wanting to argue for Jim Crow. I mean, not to say you're a racist, Christian, but the only people I've noticed that argued that were ones
Where's
who
my
wanted
hair?
to keep slavery or Jim Crow. I do think maybe you took MTG's character too far and you internalized something over the weekend, or maybe you had too much beer pong fight.
Yeah, actually, that's a great way
really
to
have.
Yep.
States don't really need rights per se. I mean, there's certain things that are universal truths. We should be adherent to the Constitution. If we truly want to be a free country, voting rights should be non-negotiable.
Yeah.
If you're an American citizen, you're above 18, nothing, I mean, imprisonment, nothing should pull you off the voter rolls.
Yeah.
The moment you come out of prison, you should be able to vote. You should never have that taken away, because my issue is the moment somebody can take something away like that, that's so
Fundamental.
intrinsic to being a democracy, that gives certain politicians power. If we just say there is no way you can take away somebody's voters as long as they're breathing, they're above 18 and they're an American citizen, that's it.
Well,
There's no other argument.
That's a good reason to support the voter bills that are in the Senate and the John Lewis Voting Rights Act. So that's a great segue to end our show. And we actually are early. I'm so proud of all of us, and it has been a wonderful, wonderful June, which is over. Tomorrow is July 1st. So we get into the hot dog days of the summer, wherever it's probably already burning up in the West Coast, I think. So So let's go around the Brady Bunch screen. Tell us where you're going to be in 30 seconds or less. And then we will end the show next week. We start our new month. We have divided all 4 of the weeks to one of us taking the lead on those shows, and we'll be posting that I think this weekend on the topics. And it is great to hopefully, maybe we'll even have Stephen back from his obligations. So a Brady Bunch screen is Jenny, Mama Ruth, Barbara, and Rafael, I believe. So tell us where you're going to be.
Well, tonight I'm going to be at a gamers event. It'll be the last one of the month, obviously, because it's the 30th. It'll be super fun. We're going to be at a great whiskey type place. I can't remember the official name. I apologize, but it is online. It is under the Charlotte Gamers Network. So I'll be playing video games and board games, and maybe even have a cocktail.
Cool, Jenny. I love that. Well, for me, I'll be right after I'm done here. I have a training. And as y'all know, I'm a co-facilitator now for getting head classes. So I do Tuesdays and Thursdays. I'll be doing that tomorrow. I am learning so much here in Union County, especially about our tent city. I thought our tent city in Mecklenburg was huge, and there was a lot of need. There's a lot of need here as well. You see so much going on. So many families that are battered, so many women that are under a program that is called I can't remember right now. Oh, it's like the school down in Charlotte. but it's really, really sad to hear their stories. And that's about it. I think next Wednesday, I'll see y'all beginning our new July. Y'all
Yes.
have a wonderful 4th of July.
Barbara?
Art has another race. It's the 4th of July race. It'll be the first really big one here in Charlotte. It's only 4 miles. I mean, I'm not supposed to say only 4 miles. And again, it's Sunday and there will be beer. So, and then we're just gonna have a picnic and then I'm gonna chill out for the holiday weekend. So that's what I'm gonna do.
Rafael?
I am going to be celebrating 4th of July through Fiestas Patrias. This year we are going to repackage the event last year that was virtual. Unfortunately, that year Christian didn't appear. For years.
I was supposed to provide the Constitution copies. I forgot.
For years, Christian has been the person that has presented the Constitution and has given the Constitution to the people in our
That's right.
Presidential events on 4th of July.
Our audience.
On Monday, we are going to celebrate Venezuela's Independence Day. And in the 9th of July, we are going to celebrate Argentinian Independence Day. So I have plenty of work. In July is also the independence of Peru and Colombia. And plus I organize also a cocktail in the Levin Museum with the Colombian community. That will be on July the 16th. So I'm very busy. I'm going to be working like hell for something that I don't receive 1 cent. But a lot of happiness.
Well, thank you, everyone. I will be, we will be out and about. I don't want to tell anybody where I'm going to be yet. So, but we'll be somewhere for a month. And so but we'll still be having this wonderful show. I want to thank everyone for joining us. And Rafael, you're right. I did forget the copies of the Constitution that year. And and it reminds me.
No, last year, you forgot to do the piece and we say it was virtual. It was
that's
virtual.
No, that's right. That's right.
And you didn't send the video.
Oh no, I did send it. I did. Okay. Well, anyway, we can talk about after the show because I remember making it. I remember making it, and I posted it on my anyway. So I'm so proud of that video. All right. So
Video got on COVID. So it was last year. They got sick.
Send it to me. Send it to me.
I will. As soon as we finish this, I have it saved. I will send it to you. I remember.
Okay. If I am wrong,
yes.
I am going to apologize to you next Wednesday.
All right. Okay. Because I remember making the video.
I apologize to
Yes. I'm gonna have to write it down. So we will see you next week on Coffee and Pondusi. If you're on Zoom, stay on so we can make a very, very quick promo. And once again, thank you, y'all. Happy 4th of July. Please be safe. Get your shot.
Get your shot.
All right.